right, Don. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Chairman Snell, Dr. Wanda Jones, members of the Myalgic Encephalomyelitis Accountability Committee. I'm proposing a new name for you folks. As Charles Dickens once said, these are the best of times and these are the worst of times. I want to publicly thank Dr. Wanda Jones and the entire new ME Accountability Committee for scheduling this meeting on the 10th and 11th of May so advocates can both testify before this committee and try to meet with their respective senators and congressmen on May 12th, which is the 19th anniversary of ME/CFS Awareness Day. The one thing I want to talk about is funding. If you listen to the NIH report, the government NIH funding of the $32 billion, you'll notice that anthrax, one of the first things up there, has been getting over $100 million a year for the past decade, since 9/11. To the best of my recollection, about a dozen people have been made sick by anthrax in the past 10 years. So that's some kind of slush fund for the Pentagon, and you could send that back to them. What I say is we need $250 million carved out of that to be put into this area. The CDC, which I don't trust their numbers, but they said 25 years ago there were 4,000 to 10,000 people with this condition. Now they're claiming there's 1 to 4 million people with this condition. That is just criminal negligence on their part. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to give 10 quick statements like a David Letterman top 10. Number 1, adopt the Canadian consensus definition today. Discontinue every other definition on the planet. Declare them null and void as of now. Number 2, join the almost 10,000 names on the ME definition list that has a link at our site, rescindinc.org. We have almost 10,000 names demanding that we fund ME-itis and study it properly. Number 3, demand that the NIH funding be increased to $250 million for fiscal year 2012. Take it out of the anthrax budget. That's really just a slush fund for the Pentagon anyway. Number 4, get clinicians and researchers who have seen at least 1,000 patients in a clinical setting and give them a top 10 stipend of $250,000 to completely rewrite the CDC website and also decide where and how to spend this $250 million that has to be taken out of the anthrax budget at the NIH. Number 5, reimburse the WPI for every penny spent so far by the Whittemore family and fund proper replication trials for XMRV and the National CFIDS Association started by Gail Kansky and her Ciguatera isotope. She's got Dr. Hokama's study there. He's one of the top marine biologists in the world, and not isotope, epitope, my mistake. And almost every serious ME patient has tested positive for that Ciguatera epitope. Number 6, fast-track Ampligen. Look at Mary Schweitzer and Bob Miller. They're living proof that this drug can help people. Dr. Carter and company are lousy managers, but they've got a decent drug. I said the Pentagon should declare this disease a national emergency. We have 285,000 sick Gulf War veterans from Gulf War I. Have them fund the study and pay Dr. Carter a royalty and have them take over the Ampligen program.
Tom, you have about a minute left.
Okay. Number 7, refund the Centers for Excellence for people like Dr. Jose Montoya, Nancy Klimas, Dr. Tony Komaroff at Harvard, Lucinda Bateman out of Utah, Susan Levine in New York with Dr. Derek Enlander. People have seen at least 1,000 patients in their clinical practice. They're the kind of people that we need to fund. Not all these dentists and myofascial pain people who've never even seen an ME patient. Number 8, fire the entire CDC viral and exanthems branch and start hiring competent people immediately. That site has to be taken down, and the people, the top 10 doctors that have seen at least 1,000 patients, give them $250,000 each and they've got to come up with a Canadian consensus pamphlet and top 10 tests that should be done for all patients out there. The ninth thing is initiate a class action lawsuit against all long-term disability companies that have used bad faith, bribery, and outright fraud to delay, deny, and hope you die to tens of thousands of very ill patients over the past 25 years.
And please
And
wrap
number
up,
10
Tom.
Okay, number 10. Give a round of applause to Dr. Nancy Klimas, Lenny Jason, Susan Levine, Dr. Vivian Penn, Dr. Wanda Jones, Dennis Mangan, Christopher Snell, and all the others who tried to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear over the past 2 decades, and congratulate them on their new name of the Myalgic Encephalomyelitis Accountability Committee. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for sending your comments. I hope you can hear the applause, and I'm sure we'll hear from you at the next meeting as well. Thank you, Tom.
Well, we appreciate you helping fight for us, Dr.
Right.
Wanda. And I apologize last time. I wasn't trying to flirt with you about your hair. I thought you and I were just talking. But I can't even
You
say
agreed you weren't going to mention the hair, Tom, please.
No.
And I'm
All
going
right,
to cut
well,
you off.
then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Tom needs to get off the fence, doesn't he?